Alright, let's go with another build guide today. Uh, might have seen some refractor builds already, I'd assume, because it's kind of what's going crazy right now in escalation. So, this one I did a little playing around with, and unfortunately I missed the day that refractor was on the expedition list for prototypes, but that's I'm just telling myself that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We missed the exact gear piece we need. It's fine. Anyways, so obviously with this build, you're going to be running the refractor gear set. Well, that's because this build is a skill damage armor heal build. So, the more damage your skills do, the more you receive repairs, and your teammates receive even more repairs from that. So we're going to go with the mask, gloves, knees, and holster. And what you're going to roll on these is obviously skill damage and skill haste. Put damage everywhere you can first, like so. Damage on them all. And the reason we're not using the chest piece or backpack, which you could, I don't have it in here right now. You could use it, but with what I'm going to show you, it's a more consistent way of healing. So obviously the chest piece is very good. You could fit that in there if you really want to. Um, you can actually go between either chest piece. So the chest piece we're rocking on this build is the named Wyvernware Impetus. Obviously, Wyvernware for that extra skill damage. Gonna roll skill damage, skill haste. Put a skill haste mod in there since we don't have skill damage ones. And this is the reason that we're grabbing this one. Because we're always going to have both those skills out as much as we possibly can. So you're going to constantly be getting more skill damage from that. The skill repair does not matter because we're technically not repairing in that sense. It's we're just getting healing because our skills are doing damage. So the one on here that you really care about is the skill damage. 18 stacks, pretty decent amount. So that's why we go with that. You could throw in the refractor chest piece, and you could swap one of these out. Uh, Probably gloves or knee pads, since those typically roll with an armor core. You can get them with skill tier, but once you get the prototype versions of them, you technically only need two of them to have skill tier because we're already at five. That'll get us to six. But if you do one more, two more, you'll always be overcharged. So it's very nice. Backpack we're running. We're running the named Hana-Yu backpack force multiplier. Obviously, brand set Hana-Yu gives us some skill haste. It's going to be really good. Keep them skills up. And this is why we're using this backpack. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. That 3 seconds, it it's not you have to wait 3 seconds to be able to get that skill damage again. Whenever you're shooting an enemy, you're getting 30% increased skill damage. So that's very nice, and that's kind of why you can go without the chest piece, is because you're always going to have that 30%. The chest piece is very nice for healing your teammates. I keep going in here to find it, but it's not in here. So, whichever one sounds better to you. I mean, this comes with the 8% skill damage. That's why, because then we can get a little more. We already got the 4 pieces of this. But like I said, you could switch out one of these. Recommend one of these two if you want to go with the gear set chest piece. We obviously are going to run the capacitor with this build. You know, skill damage. Makes sense. This is another reason why getting them prototype and getting those other two into skill tiers, because then you'll be able to do more weapon damage, which is very nice. You're going to want to be able to do some damage to them, which this build, even though it's a skill build, you can still damage them pretty good, get some kills off. Um, so that's where we're using the capacitor. The secondary, I recommend a prototype with anomaly on it, obviously, because that's the whole point of our build. Oh, hey, look at that. Level her up again. Boom, look at that. Alright, so I recommend having at least 3 of the gear pieces with anomaly. You could do another one with the one where you have a chance to not get damaged. Yes, quantum. You could get this on a piece of gear or two, because, you know, you're going to be in cover with this build. Even though you're getting a crap ton of healing, unless you have the prototype versions and they're insanely leveled, you're not going to be standing in front of the enemies. You're going to be behind cover. That's what we want. So quantum would be pretty nice for those cases where in escalation you get one shot, you get one tapped and it brings you to 1 HP. This is going to be nice to have a chance of that not happening. So in reality, you could go 2 quantum and you could go 4 paradox. No, not paradox. 4 anomaly. That's going to be pretty wicked. Let's just say we get that to 20%. That's an extra 80% healing that your skills do. I am so salty that I missed that gear set day. Had things to do. Hopefully it comes back in rotation soon, because that's what is really going to take this build over that edge. That's where this build is going to just shine even more. Without the prototype, this build still really amazing. It's great, especially if you have at least one of these in here. It's pretty nice. What I'm not sure about is I believe you probably have to have this weapon equipped. Like, you have to be currently using the weapon in your hands for that to apply. Not 100% sure on that. If it's not, if you can just have it holstered and use your main weapon and you still get that benefit, oh boy, even crazier. Definitely put anomaly on your secondary. So this is a pretty quick build. You know, we're going the launcher, the skill tier, obviously. Quick step, you know, just that movement speed. You can put whatever if you don't have it. Like you could put the card custom with future perfect. So that will give, you know, the weapon kills give you more skill tiers. So then, you know, you get overcharge. And overcharge is pretty crazy for our skills. Alright, so weapon damage, obviously pretty low. I mean, not too bad for being a skill build, to be completely honest. Like, that's still pretty good. Crit chance is, you know, low, but that's okay. That's not what we're going for. It's not a gun build. This is our skills. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here. I mean, it should be at least at 0, right? Not negative. Well, not sure about that. Anyways, let's go to our skills. So this is skill tier 5. Like I said, you get those other 2 cores. You can get those skill tier, which I believe they can. They drop with armor core more often. And obviously, if you get them prototype, that's an extra 0.5. So you get 2 of them prototype, that's an extra 1 skill tier. So you'll be at 6. If you do the other two, even better, then you'll always be overcharged. So, the crit damage, 75%. Not bad. Again, not a weapon build. So, looking at the drone first. Skill haste. Look at that. Almost have 80%. Cooldown, not too much. Especially if you run this. Optimize overload. Put the right passives on there. Whenever, you know, whenever you run into the other room or the next room, destroy both of them. Wait till you see the couple seconds or whatever pop up on the cooldown. Once that pops up, press T and let that bad boy cut the skill cooldowns in half. And so, even more so, we'll always have them up. Once you click that, it's only maybe 7 seconds for them to come back. So, pretty quick. Yeah, see, the cooldown's 14, but if you use that, it brings it to 7. Health, we got 2.4 on the drone. Drone lasts a long time. Lasts almost 4 minutes. Damage, 80,000. Pretty good. What we got on here? Just duration, health, damage, and, gotta make it look pretty. Alright, onto the turret. Another 79. That's gonna stay the same, obviously. 80%, really great on the drone and turret. Duration, I believe duration's about the same. The turret has a little bit longer duration, about where is it? About 20 more seconds. The turret obviously has a lot more health, 4.7, and it does 127,000 damage. Very nice. I believe that's kind of as high as you can get it, unless you do your optimization. Then obviously you're going to get that higher. If you don't know, make sure to do this if you're doing this build. Go to your expertise, scroll down a little bit, and you can actually put expertise on your turret, drone, all your skills. You can get expertise. If you knew that, awesome. If you didn't, well, now you know, and it's going to bring this build a little bit further, especially if you have 30. If you have level 30 expertise, oh, you're doing an extra 60% skill damage. So this build can just go through the roof. You get the prototypes, you get expertise 30, and oh yeah, team's going to be unkillable. Once you get the prototype, so right now this is the unprototyped version. Obviously, missed that gear set. When you do get these prototype and you get the correct talent on there, make sure you get that anomaly. You could also get the chance to not be hit or deal, you know what I mean. So once you get the prototype and you're running in tier 10s, higher stuff, your teammates are probably going to go down. You're going to want to be able to get them. You're always sitting behind cover, letting your skills do their job, but shooting your guns to get the stacks, always have to be shooting to have this, 30%. And, we got to do some damage. We got to lay down some cover fire, whatever. But when you get these prototype, you can swap out this backpack if you're doing group play. And if you're doing the higher tier escalation, I definitely recommend switching this backpack out. That 30%, it's beautiful. It's really great. But in those higher levels, you're gonna want to go birdies. 100%. Just be able to revive people in 2 seconds. They don't have, well, the weakened debuff is only half the time. We don't have a hive on, but yeah. So you still get the plus 50% damage resistance if you do a manual revive, and you actually get it for longer. Same. Okay. Right. Look at that. There we go. So the birdie's quick fix is mostly because we're doing damage to heal our teammates. Might as well be able to revive them as well. And, if somebody without this backpack goes to revive them, they'll probably get down as well. And then it's just a chain effect of everybody getting down and losing that run. You don't want that to happen. Somebody gets down, you want to be able to get to them right away as soon as you can and just pop this off. Obviously in here we would put skill haste. It's unfortunate that this has repair skills. We would obviously like skill damage, but the talent kind of overpowers the not having skill damage. Definitely recommend. Even if you have prototype, you can stick with this backpack as well. It's totally up to you. I'd stay with this backpack if you're doing solo or the tier isn't too hard where your buddies aren't going down. If you know your guys aren't going to go down, you got a good team comp, you can stick with this backpack. You don't need to go birdies. Birdies is only good for the people you know are going to get down, which you can even switch mid-fight. Keep this one on, and if you realize, hey, maybe my teammates need a little help here, throw on that birdies quick fix, and you're good to go. Not too much to this one. Pretty simple. You can keep the EMP grenade if you like, because that helps with all the electronics. And it also, forces enemies out of cover. That is the short and sweet version of it. There's really not much else to go on. Just I guess, I don't know if I showed before, but yeah. Proficiency increases their damage. Absolutely beautiful. So you could get extra 60% skill damage, and that goes with this. So they're already, just with that, already receiving 80% as heals. So definitely recommend this build. Beautiful. So that's the build. Have fun. I'll be making more videos. Hopefully you guys check them out. Have a good one.